because he cheated on her. She was good to him, but she wasn't his wife. The thing about it is, I really had to reflect on, what am I doing wrong in a relationship? How you gonna get mad at him if he decide he wants to embark on a relationship with somebody else when you stayed with him, but he wasn't your husband? So if he's not married to anybody, he's in anybody's opportunity. He's fair game.
If I come up and I fall off, that's on me. That's on me. If I come up and I fall off, that's on me. That's on me. If I come up and I fall off, that's on me. If I fold and I sell out, that's weak. That's why I take my time before I make my mind up. And I do this like 7 days out of the week. And I grind so hard, I don't get much sleep. I had to earn my stripes, so I don't have to work no 9 to 5. Yeah, we be taking everything for granted, no lie. Cause I remember days that we could barely get by. Used to use the negativity to get high. But now the comments we reading can ruin our lives. Why? It used to be easy back on Easy Street. Hollywood ain't that good, it's going down like it's on a needed beat. Even though now it's lobster, all on.
Good morning, happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. I'm off for the next 2 days. I took Friday, so I had me a 5-day weekend, y'all. And I just been doing things in the house, getting organized, trying to get my inventory situated so I can start back selling. I don't know if I'm gonna restock or I think I might just stop selling stuff until I actually move into my house, because I need to have me like a designated space. I may embark on getting like a flea market space if I can find one reasonable. I don't know yet. I don't know. But I was just coming on. How's everybody doing? Y'all, it's been so much death in our and I know it's death everywhere, but in our church, in my church family, in our community, I mean, from 16, 17, 19, 20. I mean, I lost nephews, my mom, 2 of my brothers, my sister. We've had a lot of cousins. We had a lot of death too in our family. But and that's why I be coming on and I be trying to tell people, I'm telling y'all, when you going through things, like for me, when they say God is your comforter, I'm telling y'all, had it not been for the Lord, I wouldn't be here in my right mind today. That's why I tell people, I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm not trying to tell you how to run your life. I'm just trying to show you and teach you, not teach you, but I'm just trying to let you know where peace lies. And it's in the presence of God. It is. We go, and a lot of us are single women. You in a relationship with a guy and you may be mutually exclusive to him, but you may be mutually exclusive, yeah, but he isn't, or whatever. And then you dealing with heartache, you dealing with grief, but y'all, and let's just keep it real. Our body is a temple, and we supposed to, we supposed to keep it for God. But then we start having intimate relationships with men we're not married to, and then we go through this period where you may feel like you're disrespected, and you may very well be, or mistreated, abandoned, just all type of emotions that we feel. And the thing about it is if we would be putting God first, we wouldn't be giving our all to a man who hasn't given his all to us. And I've made those mistakes. Yeah, I've had kids as a single parent, as a single woman, and that's out of God's order. We supposed to be married first, and then when things don't go good for us, and we wonder, Lord, I'm a nice person, I'm good to him, I treat people right, but you live it in sin. And listen, this is in no way being judgmental. I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm coming from a place of facts, living in our truth, taking responsibility for our actions. That's where I'm coming from. It's not about being judgmental, because everything that I speak about is something I may or may not have experienced in life myself. You know, I'm not, like I tell y'all before, I'm not proud of some of the things I've done, but in sharing my testimony, I can't sit here and lie about it. You know, like my pastor always say, we all just crooked people trying to get straight. Yep, serving imperfect people serving a perfect God. Yeah, and it's, you know, every day, you know, it's a struggle to do good. It is. And we fail daily. That's why every day new grace and mercy. But what I'm saying is, y'all, when you're going through the loss of your loved one and you don't know what to do, you don't know how to handle it, you got to know that God is there. He's always there. Even when we mess up, he's there. He's there. You know, and for anybody that's going through any heartache, any grief, sickness, disappointment, abandonment, first we got to look at ourselves and ask ourselves, what is it that we can do different to make things better? You know, if your personal life, in your personal life, you're living in sinful relationships. I'm just being real, you know, and you know, especially if you've been in that situation for a long period of time. For me, I'm gonna just be 100% transparent right now. I was in a relationship, unmarried, in a sinful relationship. I'm gonna put it like that, because if you're fornicating with a man you're not married to, it's a sinful relationship. Even though you're mutually exclusive, on either end, if he is or you are, if you're only dealing with each other, it's still sinful. But then we always want to say, oh, he wrong because he cheated on her. She was good to him, but she wasn't his wife. You know, the thing about it is, I really had to reflect on, what am I doing wrong in a relationship? How you gonna get mad at him if he decides he wants to embark on a relationship with somebody else when you stayed with him, but he wasn't your husband? So if he's not married to anybody, he's in anybody's opportunity. He's fair game. It sounds bad, but it's really the truth, y'all. You know, if you living with a man and y'all have kids and he go out and make a child with somebody else, both relationships were sinful because he wasn't married to anyone. He's had kids out of wedlock with you and somebody else, even though you're in a relationship, in a house together. It's a lot, you know. And the thing about it is, we've been doing the things that we've been living so sinful for so long. It's like it's become the norm. And you know, the closer you get to Christ, the more convicted, you just start being convicted, and it changes you. It really, I'm going to say it like this. It changed me. I really can't speak for anybody else. I could tell you what it did for me. It was things that I was offered to do. I wouldn't do it because I wasn't living the way I thought I should. You understand what I'm saying? It was places I was offered to go. I got to the point where I was embarrassed because my situation, I mean, how you scream, I love the Lord, but then you living like the world. You understand? And look, like I said, nothing I do is to put anybody down. I'm just speaking spiritual facts. I'm just speaking what's real. So, you know, we deal with a lot. We go through a lot, but sometimes we just have to sit back and reflect on our life, the things we're doing, the mistakes we're making, how we want to live, and how we're going to get there. You know? Yeah. In your job, on your job, in a relationship, in your family, and, you know, in everything that you do. Yeah. All right, y'all. I just wanted to come on here and just let y'all know it's a lot of death and dying going on in the world. And, I mean, death is a part of life. But when you lose somebody close to you, it's hard. And this last death, it really hit me hard because our church member who lost her mom, she's an only child. You know, when my mom died, my sisters and brothers, we had each other. But, you know, it was just her. She got friends and she got a church family. But I know it's going to be hard on her. It's going to be a lot of hard days. I know that because I've been there. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. It's Mardi Gras here in Louisiana. Laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Now, talk to y'all later. Bye.